The right to privacy allows teachers to enjoy a measure of privacy in their personal lives. Teachers have the same right to personal freedoms as any other citizen of the United States. They get to make choices on where they work, where they live, which religion they want to follow, decide how they want to teach concepts in their classrooms, and their right to freedom of expression. However, a teacher's freedoms to make choices are limited by their responsibilities to others. It is important for teachers to make decisions in their private lives that do not violate the integrity of the community or render their effectiveness in performing their professional duties. Now let's watch this short video where a teacher was fired from her position for comments she had made on Facebook.
Teacher unschooled on Facebook learns a stinging lesson. Many think it should have been as clear as reading, writing, and arithmetic. This is someone who can have what's new at 11.
The postings on Facebook were discovered by closet parents yesterday, but in just one day they caused such a furor that by this afternoon, the supervisor of the high school's math and science program was forced to resign.
Clearly, Dr. Seipel did not know how to work Facebook. Maybe a great math teacher, but internet's not her thing.
Teenagers get it, but Dr. Jim Seipel is learning the hard way. Her Facebook postings are supposed to be private.
It's not smart to put, especially if you're in a professional position, you probably shouldn't be putting, maybe what you really feel about your job or whatever on Facebook.
On her Facebook page, Dr. Seipel called the residents of Cohasset arrogant and snobby, adding that she is so not looking forward to another year at Cohasset schools. As the high school supervisor for math and science, Dr. Seipel was making over $92,000 a year.
I think she's being pretty ungrateful, taking that much of her town's budget going to schools. Filling up the position, teaching kids when her heart really is into it.
In a telephone interview tonight, Dr. Seipel told me that she's not apologizing because that's how she feels, but that she is apologizing that her comments went public. She says she was only referring to the political situation in the schools, which she called very stressful, and that she thought she was only blowing off some steam with friends in private. But back in February, when Dr. Seipel got sick, she wrote this: "Now I remember why I stopped teaching kids. They're all germ bags." Seipel says her Facebook friends knew it was a joke.
It's horrid. Who says that about children that you're teaching, children you're raising, children that you are a role model for?
Dr. Seipel says she honestly thought that she had set her Facebook settings to privacy and takes full responsibility for not doing so. In Cohasset, Jorge Aquino Anderson.
Like other citizens, teachers are entitled to the right of freedom of expression by virtue of the First Amendment of the Constitution. However, free speech by teachers is limited to the requirement that such speech does not create material disruption to the educational interest of the school district. When the teacher made her comment public on Facebook for the world to see, her right to privacy was no more. It became a problem because her action had an adverse effect on the integrity of the school district and had a detrimental effect on her ability to relate effectively to the students. The next movie we are going to watch discusses a situation where a student teacher was released from his duties for being gay.
The student teacher's name is Seth Stenberg, and he was basically part of a graduate program in Oregon where you have to go to certain elementary schools and teach, and it's all part of their education program. So he's getting a master's in education. While he was teaching a fourth grade class, one of the students raised his hand and asked whether or not the student teacher was married. And he answered back and said, well, if I were to get married, I would choose a man, and marrying men is illegal for me. So when administrators found out about this, they were upset, and they decided to let him go, and he's no longer a student teacher at this particular elementary school. But what was interesting about this story is he got turned in by this fourth grader's father, right? And the fourth grader father filed 2 complaints in regard to the student teacher. The first complaint had to do with the way the student teacher was dressed. The second complaint had to do with, the candid gay talk he had with the 4th grader. And the father says that he was dressed inappropriately because he was wearing pressed slacks, an Oxford-style shirt, and his grandfather's cardigan.
According to the U.S. Supreme Court case Lawrence v. Texas in 2003, it is okay for consenting adults, including teachers, to engage in homosexual activity. Had this teacher simply answered the question without going into detail, he would not have had this problem. Since he answered the question the way he did, his actions were no longer private and they had become publicly known. This caused his reputation and relationship with teachers, students, and parents to be impaired. As stated before, teachers may be dismissed from their position if school boards can prove a teacher as ineffective. Since he was a student teacher, he had little to support his effectiveness in building a rapport with students and showing how respected he was in the community as a teacher. Therefore, the school board was successful in terminating the student teacher from his position. Once individuals receive their teaching certificate and become teachers, they are still entitled to the same rights of privacy as normal citizens, but are held to a higher standard of conduct. When they break laws, the extent of their actions become publicized and controversial can determine if they will be dismissed from their jobs. Just keep in mind that teachers cannot legally be penalized if their private, non-criminal acts has no impact on their effectiveness to teach.